So in this sequence, it's about clarifying what is the function of feeling guilty. And one important thing in as a foreplay for the whole content, and that's very important. As children, we tend to feel guilty for any kind of abuse, for any kind of violation of our boundaries that happens to us. And it's very important that in this video, I'm not talking about this early childhood feelings of guilt. That's truly something that I would refer to as a trauma symptom, and it needs so much space and so much empathy and so much love and self-love and safety in order to regulate. So that's very important. Putting this part of feeling guilty aside, we are now addressing in this video the feelings of guilt that we meet in our everyday routines as adults. And here is the thing, or the bitter medicine. I feel guilty for having said something in a rough way, for example, for having been mad with somebody who didn't deserve it. And my inner narrative around me feeling guilty like that is, I didn't want to do it that way, so therefore I feel guilty. And the point I want to make very clear is, the opposite is true. I feel guilty because I wanted to be mad with him or her. Whatever I feel guilty for is something that I wanted in the first place. And my feelings of guilt, they pretend to the partner, to the outer world, that I am a better person and another person than the person I seem to be in the situation I feel guilty for. But also I'm bluffing myself, and that's the main function in adults developing feelings of guilt. They are bluffing themselves. Whenever I feel guilty for something, I tell myself another story about myself than the story that would be actually true. Because as long as nobody forced me with a gun at my head, on my head, to yell at somebody, to get mad with somebody, I'm the one doing it. Whatever I do, whatever I do not do, at least 51% of my life energy wanted to go there, just because at the end of the day, I am a self-responsible being, just like you. So feelings of guilt somehow try to blur the truth about myself. And it's very important to use this kind of revelation or revealing the truth, the hidden truth about feeling guilty in a way that is at the same time compassionate with ourselves and something that can truly make a difference. And the difference here is, whenever you feel guilty for something, you can be sure that you will do it again. So while maybe since decades you have developed feelings of guilt around watching porn, or around yelling at somebody, or around being traumatized, or around whatever, you can develop feelings of guilt around just everything that exists on earth. Whatever you feel guilty for, you will keep having this problem and issue in your life as long as you invest in feelings of guilt after the thing that you did or didn't do or whatever. You won't change it by feelings guilty, by feelings of guilt. You will stay with the problem. You will keep being stuck. So the main purpose in our conscious mind is, I feel so guilty and I feel so bad with that now I'm motivated enough to change it. While the opposite is true. You pay with so much suffering in your feelings of guilt that you subconsciously have the narrative of, I suffered so much for having done it the last time, now I deserve to do it again. I deserve a little bit of fun in my tough life that consists mainly of depression due to guilt. So, and I'm laughing about myself and not about you. And at the same time, I'm laughing about this human drama that we truly make up at this point. So, what are we doing with that? You keep doing what you are doing, and you keep not doing what you are not doing. And after that, the moment you want to start feeling guilty, you do everything possible on earth in order to stop, to prevent you from feeling guilty. And it has many layers. One of the most effective things is shaking as if you would be enthusiastic. You see it, me demonstrating it. Put your favorite music on and just freak out for 3 minutes. And it's really, ecstasy is the cure or the counterpart to feelings of guilt and to the low energy level of feeling guilty. And the other one is quite challenging. It's called the pleasure meditation. So just a soft name. And it is quite challenging because it is you admitting to yourself that it feels good to yell at somebody. It feels good to overpower people. It feels good to be greedy. It feels good to be not the perfect mom, but just yelling at your children and having a little bit of space for your own, etc., etc. When you stop feeling guilty for who you are, you inescapably meet your shadow parts. But by tapping into your shadow, you are tapping into the biggest source of additional life force in your life. You are tapping not only into your shadow, but you have also an option to going through your shadow. And you are tapping into deep compassion with our human state and conditioning. And this is something that is so much wiser and so much more sustainable than our isolating feelings of guilt. And as a last consequence of dealing in a self-responsible way with feelings of guilt, by stopping feeling guilty no matter what you have done before, you are maturing in a way that you are truly a partner that doesn't go out of the contact when there is a conflict or a problem, but really stays with the current situation. And this is also among adults something very rare and very precious and very healing. Thank you for checking out this video. Honestly, this is just the beginning, because my work is about transferring individual healing tools to the collective nervous system. And if you're curious about those events, I host totally free online events once a month approximately, and you are very welcome to join us. You are very welcome to feed the collective process by adding your individual power, your individual time, your individual resources to it. If you are curious, check out the link below this video, and thank you for your generosity contributing to this global process.